Greetings to all, and welcome to today's daily devotion. We thank you for joining us live, and we have a few announcements. Number one, if you can help us empower the family and impact the family's lives, help us reach the seven continents and make a big difference. You can visit our website at aincommunitylogochurch.com. Help us reach our financial goal and send your love gifts. And we thank you for supporting the missionary outreach. And we have a few announcements. The first one is the roundtable of the word. You can click that so you can get the latest update and also subject of the day. So we have like four venues. We have the weekly sermon, daily devotion, as you're hearing now, and then we have the roundtable of the word and subject of the day. So we have four venues to really help you grow your spiritual walk. We thank you for supporting the channel and the missionary outreach. Now, today we're going to be in the book of Second Kings, chapter 6, verse 4 through 7, New Living Translation. Verse 4. So he went with them, and when they arrived at the Jordan, they began cutting down trees. But, verse 5, but as one of them was cutting a tree, his axe head fell into the river. Oh, sir, he cried, it was a borrowed axe. Verse 6, and when it did fell, the man of God asked, he showed him the place. Elisha cut a stick and threw it in the water at the spot where the head floated, where the axe head floated to the surface. Verse 7, grab it, Elisha said, and the man reached out and grabbed it. Today's title is Swimming Axe, the Swimming Axe. Now, why they were cutting trees? Well, it was a group of prophets that came to Elisha. We should build a bigger place where we're going to meet. So the current place where they're at is a little smaller. So those group of prophets wanted to have a bigger place where they can meet and have a meeting. As you can see, it was too small. So they went by the Jordan River, and there's a lot of trees, a lot of logs out there available. So they started cutting it, and there was plenty to cut from. And then they built that new place and told them, let's build it to make it bigger. And they did. So look at the miracle that was performed. Look at the miracle that was performed by the power of God through Elisha of retrieving the axe head by the tree. If this is your first time hearing it, I've read this many times when I'm going book by book, and then I'm giving the verse for the daily devotion. That's how I get the daily devotion. When I read the chapter and then I see impression of the scripture, then I share that with you. That's how I get my daily devotion, just reading book by book, verse by verse. And then the miracle performed, the power of God, he used Elijah to make the axe swim up to the surface. And then one of the person grabbed it. It's a spiritual portray of the works of Christ's redemption through the spiritual water of the river of Jordan. Now, river Jordan and pass over to reach the promised land. Now, here's the first point. Is the power of God evidence in your life? Hear that, saints? Is the power of God evidence in your life? Do you believe all things are possible through God? Don't allow doubt to creep into your heart. Always stand on his word. Anyone in leadership, anyone that's hearing this message, Any leaders that are called by God to do the works of the ministry or outreach, you need to display the power of God, power of Christ in your circumstances. You might say that the church is not growing, the church is lacking funding, the church is not tithing and offering, the church is not having impactful outreach. It's the power of God that does everything, that adds to the church, that grows the church, increase the finances. It's everything, saints, that when you display the power of Christ in your circumstances as leaders, we all go through challenges. The difference is the leader really don't show it. They bring it to God. Among members, they might have crisis in their life. It's okay to share and to express how you feel. But remember, the ultimate source of everything is God. For you to be and to be successful and to do the mission outreach, just like Elisha, when they build that little area made out of wood log, like a log cabin, so to speak, guess what? So they can meet, so they can strategize. These are all prophets. So they can impact people's lives to do the works for Israelites, the Israels. Here's the second point. Ask the Lord of your petition. Ask the Lord of your petition. Would it be done according to God's will? See, when you ask it, you're going to say, Lord, if it's thy will, may this come to pass. May this door open. May you increase this finances in this missionary outreach. Whatever the case may be, it's all about your petition before the Lord. Just like the guy, the one of the I think is one of the helpers that said to Elisha, "Oh," he cried out, that axe was borrowed, and now it's in the bottom of the river. Who knows how deep that river is? Jordan River, I can imagine how deep that would be. And then look what Elijah did. He performed not only the miracle, but the power of God was displayed. He threw a stick into the river where that location where the axe flew in or dropped in. And sure enough, the axe started to swim to the surface and he grabbed it. So that's the petition of the person because he borrowed the axe. Can you imagine going back to your place and say, here's the handle, but where's the axe? Oh, it's in the bottom of the river. so, so that's the petition you ask before the Lord. Here's the final last point, saints. What moved God? What moves God? Your trust in Him. You trust Him with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. You believe that God is able to do the impossible. You believe He'll do it according to His plan, not ours. Our plans and our patience is short. But God said to be patient so you can be allowed to hear God's move of His plan in your life. Our source is from God. Miracles do happen. Just do your part by standing on His promise. Here's the application, saints. Is God evidence in your life? Here's the final punchline. Is God evidence in your life? That means everything you do, God is part of that. When you talk to Him, when you're asking from God, when you're expressing to Him, when you're asking for help, He is able to do what no man can do. Thank Him, glorify Him, tell others of the goodness of God. Saints, if you're blessed in today's daily devotion, please kindly subscribe, like, and share, and click the notification. I go live so you don't miss it. Time do vary. It can be early part of the morning or it could be late afternoon because my schedule is busy. So, Saints, we thank you. And don't forget to visit our website. Help us support the missionary outreach. We thank you for supporting that, and we thank you for supporting the channel. God bless you. Go forth in the name of the Lord.